It's the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Hello, everybody. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Dr. Shaquille O'Neal. And tonight, our broadcast will be shifting to Atlanta, where we'll see the Hawks going up against the Detroit Pistons. And guys, for the Pistons, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. And Detroit last season shot up in the standings, largely due to their improvements on the defensive end. Shaq, how'd they do it?
Well, Steph Van Gundy is a guy who knows how to coach defense. I played for him in Miami before he was fired. They play well as a unit, and they're sharp with their help defense.
Did he turn you into a defensive force?
No. I'm not known for my defense, Ernie.
What are you known for?
Prolific MF scoring.
What's MF again?
Most frequently.
Oh, okay, got you. But I'll tell you, one thing about them is that they don't have many weak defenders. So what they do is they switch everything. So you make a pick, they switch. The one guard can guard the four guy. The four guy can guard the one guard. So everyone switches on it. That makes it a lot easier to have a defensive concept.
Looks like both teams are ready to tip this thing off. Let's get it to Kevin Harlan.
Don't switch the channel. Get it?
Don't switch everything.
Coming to you live on 2K Sports, it's time for NBA action. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And a one-game homestand for Atlanta as the Hawks will try to recharge their batteries on their home court. And this is their first time matched up with the Pistons this year. In a season ago, Clark, they won the matchup, winning 3 and losing just 1.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, the Atlanta Hawks continue to build a team-first culture. Mike Budenholzer talked about how the players believe in each other and enjoy playing together. You hear it from the players themselves. They hold each other in high esteem, they play unselfishly, and they're having fun doing it. They're still called Spurs East, and you can see why, Kevin.
All about winning together, David. Thank you. Well, you can never underestimate just how important depth is for a team, Brent. These are the games where you really start to see which teams have the strongest, sturdiest benches.
You also have to commend, Kevin, coaches that have a deep team and are willing to call upon those guys, and to see them step in and perform right away, it tells a lot about those coaches and what they've been doing during their practice time to establish that confidence and get results immediately.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Tobias Harris is out there with Andre Drummond, and it's Morris in at the small forward position. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Schroeder kicks to Hardaway. Back to Schroeder, and stolen by Drummond. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope gets the three-pointer to fall. Caldwell Pope's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And the Hawks with possession here. It's a 5-point game. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And talk about a battle that just kept going on. It really is a good feeling bringing home a double overtime win.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. We're about 1 minute into the first. Clock at 6. Hardaway. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And the Hawks, Brent, going with the brand revamp, throwback logo, new uniforms. How do you like the new look?
Yeah, they're not bad. I don't like when they mismatch the jerseys, Kevin. You know, they'll do the red on the bottom with the charcoal gray on top. I get a little bit confused. I'm more of a traditionalist that way, but we haven't seen a lot of neon in the NBA, but the Hawks are bringing it in. And I also, Kevin, like the way that some of the franchises recently have gone to the new almost soccer circular logo. So I like the way Atlanta has situated themselves with that sort of styling.
He's perfect from the line this time.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Jackson kicks to Morris. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Morris has got his first basket of the night.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Here's Schroeder. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Offensive rebound. Here's Millsap, and it's sent back by Drummond. And they'll keep possession. Hardaway for three. The Hawks again can't hit. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. From 10 feet out, Harris misses.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
The only way you're going to challenge him in that situation, you have to attack with more power.
Now here's Millsap. He's coming off a 37-point game against Phoenix. Schroeder up top, guarded by Jackson. Schroeder passes to Howard, and it's Howard finishing it off.
Not only does Howard set perfect screens, he cuts quickly after the pick has been set. Just the perfect pick and roll play.
Here's Jackson, coming off a stellar performance against Boston. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Harris lays it up and banks it in. Harris has got his first basket.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Schroeder kicks to Howard. Now here's Bazemore. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. And it's sent back by Drummond. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. And Atlanta has possession, trailing by 5. 4 on the shot clock.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing the defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Nice up fake from Millsap. He's just good at that move there. Well, you have to talk about Paul Millsap with glowing remarks to his skill set. It's one of the most skilled power forwards the NBA has, and you look up and down the stat sheet, he'll do it all. He'll block and steal and rebound and have assists. And oh, by the way, now able to stretch the floor out as a three-point shooter.
And Millsap, since moving to the Eastern Conference, Brent, finally enjoying the recognition he deserves.
Yeah, a multiple-time All-Star, and he just keeps getting better. Even as he enters his 30s, Paul Millsap puts up impressive statistics.
So he gets them both. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. The drive by Jackson, and it's sent back by Howard.
And Howard takes his shot blocking very seriously, skying up and sending him back with his impressive vertical.
So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Marcus Morris picks one up there. The Hawks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That free throw good from Hardaway.
And you look back on the Pistons, and whenever that group has had success as a franchise, it's always driven by a team-oriented concept. I mean, yeah, they've had stars, Isaiah Thomas, Chauncey Billups, but at the heart of all their title runs was a group of 5 guys that just played for each other.
And thinking about the Pistons and their history of winning with pure team basketball, Greg, you can see that this is what this group is always striving for.
And Kevin, this group right now reminds you a little bit of those Pistons teams of the past. I mean, they're founded on defense. They got that tough mentality in the paint. You've got to be excited about this roster they've assembled here in Detroit.
Well, he's a great finisher around the rim, but some stellar defense there stopped that from happening.
Yep, that one goes. Caldwell Pope's got 5. The Hawks trail by 4. Millsap a screen. And Bazemore kicks to Howard. Back to Bazemore. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard.
And Howard isn't just a banger down low. He also possesses outstanding vision to zip the ball over to the open man.
Now here's Jackson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Shot from the wing. Dwight Howard pulls it in.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
And even though he's been on a roll tonight, that one was a bit forced.
Morris kicks to Harris. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Schroeder dishes to Howard. Back to Schroeder. And stolen by Drummond. Fast break Detroit. Harris with the ball. Jackson against Schroeder. Jackson passes to Drummond. That shot is off. Good D by Howard. To the right side. Millsap down low. Guarded by Harris. And he gets it to go.
Well, the defense presents itself there, but Millsap just too big inside from that spot.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Jackson. Tries a 3. Here's Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
And guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Grinding away 100% effort all the time.
And then uses his explosiveness once he's gathered the rebound to throw it down.
Gets the three-pointer to fall. Bazemore's got his second basket of the night.
And the three-point shot is something Bazemore has improved steadily over his career. You can't give him room like that to fire.
And Dwight Howard, he's lost some explosiveness over the years, but still remains an intimidating presence when he's healthy. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call him a #1 option on the offensive end, but still great in the pick and roll, better than most when it comes to posting, and defensively, when he's moving well, a straight beast.
Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Pistons.
And they love to spread the floor with shooting. A lot of three-point attempts, and that's been the league-wide direction, and this group has been no exception.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And talking about Howard's defense, he's blocking fewer shots these days, but he remains extremely difficult to score against in the paint.
Yeah, statistically, opponents still struggle to shoot against him. He has the power and instincts to stop most true centers from getting comfortable on the blocks, and his reputation goes a long way toward unnerving opponents.
Smith checked in for Detroit. Millsap a screen, shoots off the screen. Bazemore misses.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Here's Drummond, and it's sent back by Howard. The Hawks trailing. Schroeder kicks to Hardaway. He feeds it to Millsap. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one on Harris.
Well, as people start to put together underrated lists, Paul Millsap at the power forward or small forward position comes up quite a bit. It's been that way for his entire career. Drafted 47th in 2006, and all he'd done at Louisiana Tech was lead the nation in rebounding, an unprecedented 3 consecutive seasons.
And that one misses. And for Millsap, he's never been the most explosive athlete, or Brent the most imposing to look at. Really, he's undersized at 6'8".
Well, I think a lot of coaches out there who covet a skill set of somebody at his size didn't misread him. That's why he's having the success he's had the past couple of seasons.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Howard. Dunleavy comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Calderon in for Dennis Schroeder. Now here's Johnson. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. A nice shot by Benajay. And the Pistons lead by 3.
I'm watching Ish Smith watch his teammates. Great swing to the wide open man for the uncontested shot.
And Ilyasova kicks to Dunleavy. There's a good screen. Calderon has the open look. Atlanta again missing. Pistons leading by 3. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession. Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard. It's certainly been a good month for these teams on the offensive glass. In the 3rd spot, the Hawks.
They have been aggressive underneath. I mean, they're playing with a physicality that you don't often see, and it's led to a lot of second chance points.
Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
And who doesn't love stats? Here are some numbers for Paul Millsap. 4th in steals and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
Mike Muscala is checked in for Paul Millsap. In the corner, Sefolosha with it. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Smith kicks to Baines. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
He looked like he was in rhythm to shoot that one, guys, especially as open as he was. Just clanged it.
And Dunleavy gets it to go in. Here's Smith. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. From 13, and he hits the jumper for 2. And for Detroit, they come in off a good outing against Boston.
They drew a lot of fouls in that game, guys, and then that was the one area that really stood out when you watched it.
And it wasn't just the points that they got at the line that helped their cause. It was the foul trouble on the other side that went along with it. Several players stranded on the bench for long stretches, and the coach having to re-strategize.
The Pistons shooting 45% from the field early. Benajay scored the basket, his 2nd of 2 attempts.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Sefolosha kicks to Calderon. Pass to Dunleavy. Shot from 12. The shot will not fall. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Pass to Benajay. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And defense, not always something that gets a ton of attention, Brent, but it's the other half of the coin. It makes a difference when you think of perimeter defense. Who comes to mind as best guys at that position?
Well, Kawhi Leonard is causing all kinds of havoc for multiple players in our league right now from the wing. And you combine his athleticism, his length, his timing, and then the stability, Kevin, of really the defensive structure around him. That really pronounces him as one of the game's premier defenders.
The versatility, him, Green, I mean, these guys can cover a lot of different positions.
Yeah, again, there's ways that great coaches in our league teach professional teams that you can also have schemes defensively and just as many plays defensively to be effective on that end of the floor. But that part is about effort.
Here's Benajay after the basket by Atlanta. Smith outside. 5 on the clock. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December, taking a look at Atlanta. Fourth in the conference, an excellent season so far for them, though they'd like to jump into the top tier, maybe the top 3. And, of course, there's the Pistons. They're at the 10th position.
And, you know, right now for Atlanta, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
Well, the goal is very defined. They have to have a strong finish to the season and make sure they get home court advantage for at least the first few rounds of the playoffs.
So it's Detroit now after the basket by Atlanta. Here's Benajay. 6 points for him. This one for 3. Here's Baines, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Calderon dishes to Ilyasova. Here's Dunleavy. He's guarded by Johnson. Dunleavy, the pass to Muscala. And it's Lure with the rebound.
The defense arrived just in the nick of time to throw him off there. So fortunate he missed that one, guys.
Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. Calderon leading the charge. A second chance effort. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Maybe a bit of Ilyasova's game he doesn't get much credit for, but he can bait a defender into fouls like that.
It's his first trip to the line. That free throw, no good. And one thing the Pistons have been doing in recent times is honoring the members of the 2004 championship team. Retired several numbers, and rightly so. You know, Gray, that team was special.
And that 2004 had a great cast of characters, many of whom found a rebirth with the Pistons. That team helped continue the us against the world feeling that the franchise had in the Bad Boys era. Hard to express just how much that team meant to the city of Detroit.
And the missed free throws starting to be an issue.
Smith kicks to Lure. Goes up to the stripe. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 3 assists tonight. The Hawks trail by 6. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Ilyasova is screen on Smith. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
What a great job there from Calderon to get right in the face of the shooter and bob the shot.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Pistons lead by 6. 2K Sports back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. And Dwight Howard, a lightning rod figure around the league, subject to a lot of criticism, but he says he takes comfort in playing the game he still loves.
Basketball, this is my passion. You know, on the court, it's my sanctuary. You know, I want to have fun. The reason I play is to win championships. I take this game very seriously.
It's an interesting concept that Dwight has to take something very seriously in order to have fun. He does say he has a burning passion to win a championship. He's been in the finals, and this is a guy that's got still a lot to shoot for, he feels, in his career.
That's a great point, Kevin. And the challenge for Dwight is how to balance how serious he is and how passionate he is with having that fun on the court that he's after.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
It's just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
I like the fact that they love to protect the rim, love to send shots back in your face, and really, they're good at it.
Schroeder and Bazemore pair up at the point and off-guard spots. Howard is out there with Muscala, and it's Hardaway in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks. Now here is Hardaway. 8 points his last outing. And it's Schroeder missing. Pistons leading by 4. Morris kicks to Jackson. Back to Morris. Inside, puts it up from 12. Atlanta with the rebound. And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter.
And it only takes a little effort on behalf of Howard to rise up for the flush, using that size and strength to jam it down.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, as you know, things could have turned out a lot differently for Stan Van Gundy. He was the favorite for the coaching vacancy in Golden State in 2014, but in the end, the Pistons owner gave him the chance to coach and run the front office. And that led him to Detroit. The Warriors went on to win the title that season, but Van Gundy insists if he had to do it over again, this is exactly where I'd want to be. Kevin, he can build this team exactly as he wants.
Thanks, D.A. And after some tough exits in Miami and Orlando, this time he holds the cards.
And really, it's hard to guard a guy like Bazemore because of how high he can get up. His athleticism is just boundless. Well, hard not to root for a guy like Kent Bazemore, who just keeps working and improving. A breakout season for him in 2015, 2016. Starting most of the games for the Hawks, he showed he could score inside and out.
First free throw is good. And you look at Bazemore, great progress on offense. But, you know, Brent, he won that Lefty Driesell Defensive Player of the Year in college basketball.
Yeah, trust me, a lot of coaches pay attention to those kind of awards, knowing that a guy has made it to the league because of their prowess on the defensive end.
Paul Millsap is checked in for the Hawks. And it's tied up with that one. The Pistons have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Jackson dishes to Morris. Harris outside. No good off the front iron.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
And even though he's been on a roll tonight, that one was a bit forced.
And you see that blonde streak for Dennis Schroeder? His mother used to run a hair salon. She wanted Dennis to dye his hair blonde. Instead, he did just that spot.
Well, it's become a bit of his trademark, Kevin, and during the 15-16 NBA season, even had his number 17 emblazoned in gold back there. So it's not the only thing right now that's setting him apart. There aren't many German players in the NBA. Of course, we think of Dirk Nowitzki first, but Schroeder coming along nicely.
That one misses.
Well, you hear coaches talk often about the power of 5 and how a team can become greater than the sum of its parts, and there's no doubt that the Atlanta Hawks show and exemplify exactly that. High character, unselfish players, a team with no real superstars, but they certainly play the game the right way.
Detroit's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him.
That is a terrible foul to commit. He now has 2, and he's going to have to play more conservative from now on.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Lobbed up there for Howard. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And love how Howard throws it down. Just spectacular to watch on these alley-oops given his strength.
And some have wondered whether the Hawks have what it takes to win big, Brent, without a true superstar.
Well, they don't have one, Kevin, but I think they've put themselves in position to land one. They don't have any bad contracts. It's a team that's made the playoffs each of the last 9 seasons, and with Coach Budenholzer's recent success.
Boom!
Okay.
That's how you attack. Wow! Oh, my! He's just getting nasty on him now, fellas.
You know, now that they've built up a lead, this is when he really breaks out the really slick moves. And that replay is sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one.
and not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball. And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Well, you had the feeling that Dwight Howard was going to move on from Houston this last offseason, ends up opting out and signing on with his hometown team, the Atlanta Hawks. Got a sizable 3-year deal as well.
And a chance now to review the shot chart.
Well, when you have a whole team that is locked in, this is what your shot chart looks like. They are moving the ball well and taking shots with confidence. When this team comes out and is knocking it down from all over like they are right now, they are one of the toughest in the league to beat.
Pistons trail by 7. And for Howard, he was courted by several teams in free agency, arguably the biggest name at the center spot.
Well, he met with several teams that would have been a good fit, but I think the hometown factor was too hard to pass up with Atlanta. Might be his last big contract in the league. Might as well take it for the team you loved growing up. Oh, great ball movement there.
Detroit's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Jackson passes to Morris. Harris, right side. Drills the three-pointer. Harris has got his third basket of the night right there. Atlanta with the ball. They're on a 15-3 run. Screen by Howard. Schroeder kicks to Millsap. To the left wing. 5 to shoot. Back to Hardaway. From beyond the arc. And it's Hardaway again missing.
Yeah, he is struggling mightily, but his teammates in this one have picked him up.
And they pick up 2. And now just a 4-point Atlanta lead. The Hawks have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. Millsap a screen on Jackson. Here's Schroeder. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got 8 rebounds in this game. And there's Caldwell Pope. That's good on the assist by Drummond. And it's 7 points for Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Here's Hardaway. It's stolen by Morris. Now Detroit moving it up. Another miss by Caldwell Pope.
Well, he's seen it before where he can light it up with the best in the league, but right now he just does not have the touch.
Schroeder dishes to Howard. Schroeder against Jackson. Schroeder passes to Bazemore. Clock at 4. Here's Millsap. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Kicks to Caldwell Pope. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists now in this one. Hawks shooting at an even 50% from the floor here in the second quarter. Schroeder kicks to Millsap. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Hardaway. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line. Brent, at some point, all NBA players know when it's time to hang him up. Kobe went through it last year. What was the moment for you?
The moment for me, Kevin, was in Portland, Oregon. Happened to be playing against the Portland Trail Blazers. And a guy named Rudy Fernandez was on the Trail Blazers at that time. And Rudy played like the road runner. He did not stop running. And I remember there was a play where I tried to chase him off a screen. He came around the screen, went up for a lob dunk, and I could not catch up to him. And I thought to myself, this might be a good time to think about the end of your career.
It happens that suddenly. You can pinpoint it to one play.
I don't know that every player can do that, but thank you, Rudy Fernandez, for the clear-cut message that was going to be my last season.
Hawks making a switch here. Calderon's checked in. The Pistons trailing. Outside Jackson. Passes it to Drummond. The jump hook. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Drummond's got 6.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Millsap kicks it over to Schroeder. Millsap a screen, feeds to Howard. He wants to get the Millsap and does. And it's slammed in by Millsap.
And Millsap really getting up for that one. Love the aggressiveness.
Detroit's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Hardaway with the steal. Here's Calderon. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway. And now a 4-point Hawks lead.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball in rhythm.
Jackson with it. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Caldwell Pope outside. Fires the three. Here's Drummond. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. For Detroit, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
Two shots.
That free throw, no good. Hard to believe that a player as talented as Drummond slipped to number 9 in the draft, but that's what happened to him. You knew the potential was there, and you know what? He's lived up to what he can do.
Yeah, and I remember the fears were he was just too raw coming into the NBA. Always had an NBA-ready body, and he is physically imposing at times. But credit him for working hard to play to his strengths. It's why he's developed into a star.
And it's sent back by Drummond. Johnson, a wide open look. Detroit, no good that time either. The Hawks leading by 3. Millsap sets the pick for Calderon. He kicks it to Dunlap. There's the dish to Ilyasova. From the line, and the basket good. A bank shot that time. Dunleavy's got 7 points. The Pistons shooting not great, 40% for the game. Drummond with a screen on Calderon. Benajay has it, and Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 4 assists now tonight. Atlanta's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Now Calderon. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Shoots from the right block. Here's Drummond. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Drummond's got 5 points now in the quarter.
I mean, the guy just flat out competes, incredibly aggressive on the offensive glass and the stick back.
Calderon against Smith. Calderon dishes to Millsap. Calderon kicks to Ilyasova. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Easy to forget that Ilyasova can handle his business down there on the block, but he's much more of a spot-up guy.
Here's Benajay, covered by Cephalosha. There's the screen. Knocked loose. Here's Drummond. Good chance here for Johnson. From 13 feet, it goes down. Johnson's got his first points in this one.
Well, when you see a teammate over-rotate, you just swing it around, the perimeter's wide open.
Millsap a screen on Smith. Calderon passes to Millsap. No good from outside.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Johnson the screen. Here's Benajay. And no good. And a chance to take the lead. The Hawks leading. Cephalosha kicks to Dunleavy. Some solid defense from Johnson. Smith dishes to Johnson. There's the pick. Calderon against Smith. Shot clock at 6. He dishes it to Drummond. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Atlanta will come the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Now here is Cephalosha. He's covered closely. Here's Millsap. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And after a divided ownership group sold the Hawks in 2015 for over $850 million, Brent, things are changing in Atlanta.
Yeah, both front office and ownership changes, and you really have to point at Mike Budenholzer as the head coach. doing some dynamic things in his first couple seasons as a head coach in the league. The team's doing great things on the court, and with that new regime, there are plenty of players out there who think of Atlanta as a destination city.
And the Pistons making a change here. Baines is checked in. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. The Pistons shooting in the second quarter has been pretty iffy, down 32%. Smith, the pass to Lewis. Got a hand on it.
Well, when it comes to Thabo Sefolosha, it's perimeter defense personified. Exceptional block there.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
For Detroit, they have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
That one drops. He ties it up. Mike Muscala is checked in for Paul Millsap. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
You can tell that miss at the line might stick with him for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
Calderon kicks to Muscala. Back to Calderon from the wing. And Baines pulls it down. Baines has got 3 rebounds now in this one.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far. And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Calderon kicks to Muscala. Now the pass to Sefolosha. Dishes it to Dunlap. To end the drought. And it's Lure with the rebound. The Pistons leading. Here's Johnson. And it's Dunleavy with the rebound. Here's the feed to Sefolosha. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And that's where the payoff, the hustle and energy of Sefolosha, that's the value.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. That free throw missing. And the second free throw, good. Here's Benajay. 9 points in the game so far. From deep three-point range, and that's not going to go. In a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's Detroit leading by a point. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Contavious, you guys came out with a lot of energy in the first half. What got you going?
Like you said, we came out with a lot of energy. We wanted to get easy basket layups, knock down shots.
You got all that and more in that first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. So far, a compelling matchup at Phillips Arena tonight. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
You can see where the priorities are. Rebounding, and then more rebounding. They made a concerted effort to get the glass cleaned.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Hawks.
Ernie, they're taking way too many threes. The offense has no rhythm. They need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe try to get a little bit more transition, more off the pick and roll. Anything other than shooting that three. It's not going.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. The Hawks trail it. Checking out the group for Stan Van Gundy to start the second half. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Tobias Harris is out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Drummond in at the center position. Bazemore for three. Rebound, Detroit.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And there's Drummond. That's good on the assist by Morris. Morris has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And here's Bazemore. He feeds it to Howard. Schroeder against Jackson. Schroeder dishes to Howard. You played for, what was it, 6 different teams over your terrific career. We're seeing less and less players remain on the same team for their entire career. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing for the game of basketball?
I think it's a thing that just can't be avoided nowadays with the way the contracts and free agency are set up and the way the teams like to maneuver around. One of the things, Kevin, I think that's taken effect is a quick trigger from a lot of the younger owners that the NBA has where they don't have immediate success. They're not willing to go the patient route and wait for guys to develop, wait for guys to see their talent and come to fruition with the team that they're with. And so you'll continue to see plenty of player movement as the league moves on.
And both free throws good for Howard. And Hawks coach Mike Budenholzer named the 2015 Coach of the Year in the NBA after their impressive run to the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
You think about the intricacies of the system that Coach Bud watched for so many years in San Antonio, and to be able to step into Atlanta, grab a group of players, and get them to operate on that kind of level. Just a fantastic job by Mike Budenholzer moving forward.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
And Schroeder did not even have to think twice about that shot. This young man simply devours these chances inside.
Morris with a screen on Hardaway. Here's Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in. Jackson's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Here's Hardaway. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
He's had 6 attempts at the line, made 5 of them.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Hardaway. Hardaway hits them both. The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Jackson passes to Drummond. Jackson kicks to Drummond. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 5 assists in the game. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Both teams getting it done defensively as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far.
Screen by Howard. Schroeder dishes to Howard. And it's Howard finishing it off.
And when Howard gets it going, watch out. It's scary to see him dominate like this.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, as always, the Atlanta Hawks run that fluid offensive system that is widely admired. You know, Steve Kerr, our old friend, used to say they get to the next level of their offense. They take away the first option, they automatically get to the second. They take that one, they automatically and fluently get to the third option. And very few teams do that. Kevin?
Passing and shooting, DA, that's what it's all about. Thank you. Outside Jackson. Harris inside. Millsap on him. Just 4 to shoot. Jackson. Drummond passes to Jackson. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Caldwell Pope. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, in a team to dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. On the wing, Jackson. Harris setting the pick for Jackson. Harris kicks to Morris. Harris a screen on Schroeder. Shot clock at 5. Jackson can't get that one to fall.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Bazemore for 3. It's hauled in by Harris.
Guys, I cannot believe he missed that one, and I bet he can't either.
Pistons trail by 3. Shoots a 3. Dwight Howard pulls it in. Howard's got rebound number 13 with that last one. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. Bazemore's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And Brent, you look at Kent Bazemore, undrafted out of Old Dominion. At first, he was known more for his sideline antics as a reserve for the Warriors than anything else.
Well, now he's got other guys on the sideline waving towels, Kevin. He's developed into a very valuable rotation player, and he still plays with a chip on his shoulder, and I think that really helps him.
Well, I tell you what, it didn't take long for everyone to recognize that Andre Drummond was going to be a dominant rebounder in this league. He just inhales everything within his reach out on the floor. And then he's got that great blend of length and strength to get after every miss. Incredible feet and hands to go along with that. And this is a guy that just has superstar written all over him.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
I mean, there's not a lot of reasons for a turnover, but there's certainly not one there, just a lapse of judgment.
Pistons trail by 5. And it's hard to stop talking about Drummond. The rebounding, of course, helps him get the easy points when it comes on the offensive end of the court. Greg, a terrific offensive rebounder.
It's almost like a feedback loop with him. I mean, you get an offensive board, he gets an easy score. He starts getting on a roll, and then the next thing you know, he's blowing up for a 20-20 game. And really, Howard is so adept at drawing contact, using those bruising shoulders and muscular frame to his advantage.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. He misses the free throw. Atlanta making a switch here. Muscala's checked in. Good on the second free throw.
And the former first overall pick in the 04 draft, Howard has had a stellar career, a dominant force who continues to frustrate the opposition.
Harris a screen on Schroeder. Here's Jackson. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Jackson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Oh, my, I didn't know he had the crossover in his bag of tricks. Now, I've seen it all.
Here's Schroeder. Gets the 14-footer to fall. Schroeder's got 9.
And defensively, these guys are looking for answers since halftime. They've seemed disjointed and out of sync. They have got to get back that rhythm defensively.
Not exactly sure what was happening there inside the heads of the players, but very frustrated they couldn't capitalize on the opportunity.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Atlanta leading by 4. Now here's Bazemore. He's got 9. Here's Schroeder. To the middle. Goes up. Howard misses.
Well, he makes the big bucks because he's expected to knock those shots down. The D was there, but that's no excuse. He has to hit those shots.
And the wide open shot for Morris. Baines drops in the layup for 2. Baines has got his second bucket of the night. The Hawks have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Schroeder kicks to Muscala. Jackson against Schroeder. Lets it go with the 3. No good on that one. Some solid defense there from Jackson. And they double up Jackson. Here's Baines. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Atlanta's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And Hardaway gets it to go.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on it.
Pistons trail by 5. Caldwell Pope right side. And it's sent back by Howard. Out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Howard. Dunleavy comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Calderon in for Dennis Schroeder. And Detroit with a change here, too. John Lure, he's checked in for Morris. Lure dishes to Harris. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one on Dunleavy. For Detroit, they have hit 4 of 8 from the free throw line so far. Folks, that's 50%. Not great work there. That's good from Harris. No good on the second free throw. Atlanta leading by 4. And here's Ilyasova outside. And it's Lure with the rebound. Lure's got 4 rebounds in this game. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, folks, tonight a great rebounding game we're watching in progress. And now, with that in mind, let's take a look at the all-time record for rebounds in a single game. How about Wilt Chamberlain with 55 rebounds back on November 24th, 1960.
And guys, that's one of those records that always seemed to me impossible to break. I mean, in the modern era, nobody's even sniffed that 55 rebound mark. I mean, heck, a lot of teams don't get 55 rebounds in a game, and Wilt's owned it since 1960.
And Harris drops them both.
Yeah, sometimes in a game you settle a little bit before settling in, and right now I think he's a big factor in how they're getting to the line.
Sefolosha with it. Pass to Calderon. And Muscala kicks to Dunleavy. Off target with his 3. The Pistons trailing. Here's Benajay. 9 points in the game so far. The Pistons have made 7 of their last 12 attempts at the line. And he can't get the first one. The Pistons making a change here. Johnson's checked in. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. For Atlanta, they've gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. For 3, Dunleavy. Rebound by the Pistons. Lure's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Smith outside. To the inside. Baines with a tie. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And he's got his first chance at the line here. free throw is good, now leading by 1. Hawks shooting around 41% on the night.
Hey, who's watching them?
Pass to Muscala. There's a screen. Dunleavy for 3. Rebound by the Pistons. Baines has got 8 rebounds in this game. Johnson goes in. Got a hand on it. Now Cephalosha. And here's Calderon. Kicks it to Muscala. Now here is Cephalosha. 5 on the clock. Dunleavy. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And a look here at the shot chart.
And these sorts of nights can happen. I mean, an extremely rough outing from him in terms of his efficiency. And at this point, the only thing you can hope for is to try to get into some sort of rhythm. Get a couple in a row, try to get to the free throw line and build some confidence.
2 shots.
And he makes the first. And both free throws good for Dunleavy.
Not your typical big man free throws there. He's lights out.
Smith kicks to Lure. And that one is good. Lure's got 6. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Muscala, the pass to Ilyasova. Feeds it to Cephalosha. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Well, he made 1 3 in the first half, but he hasn't found a way to connect again from outside during the second.
Lure can't hit. The Hawks trail it. Cephalosha with it. Ilyasova gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Ilyasova's got his second bucket of the game to go. Benajay pass to Baines. Smith outside. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And we get a moment to check out the team scoring leaders. Number 5, the Hawks.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
And that one misses. And he sinks the second.
And shaking his head moment there. Had a chance to put them out in front, but at least they're tied up.
Calderon dishes to Ilyasova. Passes to Cephalosha. Calderon in the corner. Bangs home the trifecta. Calderon's got 5 now.
And I like how Calderon kept his hands up and was ready to get a shot up as soon as the ball came his way.
Here's Smith. He kicks to Baines. Got a hand on it, and he's able to get it back.
And a brief check of the stats for Dunleavy. His last 10 games, averaging 5 points per game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And clearly, he's having a tough stretch here. But it's all about how you respond to the adversity. That'll be key.
First free throw is good. And so he hits both. 1:29 left to play in the third. Over to the left wing. Muscala. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. .124 left to play in the third. Calderon, that's good.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Smith outside. Now the dish to Baines. Whistle blows. That's going to be a travel. Atlanta leading by 4. Here's Cephalosha. They set the pick. He dishes it to Ilyasova. Inside. And Calderon gets it to go on the assist by Ilyasova. Calderon's got 8 here in the quarter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Smith kicks to Baines. Great game for him. Double-double now. 11 points and 11 rebounds. Hawks shooting it well here in the third, about 50%. Calderon for 3. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
Man, I would have loved to have been a fly in the wall while the coach was talking to the team at halftime. They've been unconscious from deep.
About 3 seconds between shot and gameplay. Smith's shot is good.
Well, if you give Ish Smith a lane like that, he's going to attack you, and a nice finish there.
Calderon against Smith. And here's Calderon. Here's the screen. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Hawks lead by 5. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
Hey, come on, we got to do this together and play some defense. Let's go.
Stan Van Gundy pleading with his team, guys. Get on the same page is his message and stay together.
Yeah, and I think it's just going to take good communication on both ends of the floor to give Coach what he wants.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Pistons trail by 5. Schroeder and Bazemore pair up at the point and off-guard spots. Hardaway is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Howard in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Here's Schroeder. And the 3-ball is good. Schroeder's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Hawks. Caldwell Pope passes to Jackson. There's the pick. Back to Caldwell Pope and stolen by Ilyasova. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. Schroeder leading the charge. Here's Bazemore. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds given what the scoreboard says.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. Paul Millsap's checked in for Atlanta. And Detroit with a change here too. Drummond's checked in. The Hawks leading by 8. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Schroeder kicks to Millsap. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder.
Millsap exerting his will on the post that time, coming away with 2.
Left side Harris to the paint and stolen by Howard. Now Schroeder, Bazemore for 3. Caldwell Pope with some nice D.
Yeah, I know the shot's been off just a smidge tonight, but he's contributed in other ways to help his team have the lead in this game so far.
That's good from Harris. And Harris drops them both. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Bazemore dishes to Schroeder. Millsap a screen. Schroeder passes to Bazemore. Shot clock at 6. And that one, good. Millsap's got the lead up to 10 now for the Hawks.
Well, once Millsap gets the ball in the mid-range area, it's usually a good thing.
Jackson kicks to Harris. Back to Jackson. Trying his luck deep. Dwight Howard grabs the board. The Hawks leading by 10. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. He scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
Yeah, you're making things far too easy for him when you let him get it that deep.
Yeah, if the D playing too soft there, they've got to body him up and keep him off that spot.
In the corner, Drummond with it. The pass to Caldwell Pope. Schroeder against Jackson. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The Hawks have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the 4th. A pretty nice efficiency there. Schroeder kicks it to Bazemore. Dishes to Hardaway. The feed to Howard. And stolen by Drummond. Here's Jackson. Good work defensively by Millsap.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
All instinctual because he knows where he needs to go and then force the opponent to do something about it.
He gets that one.
Just a little bit off in the first, but he's been anything but that here in the second quarter. Really impressive to see him turn it around like that.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the 4th quarter. Schroeder dishes to Howard. And stolen by Drummond. Morris against Hardaway. Here's Harris. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Harris has got 9 points here in the second half. Hardaway kicks it over to Schroeder. From the baseline. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Pistons trail by 8. Outside Jackson. Harris setting the pick for Jackson. Harris outside. Out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Outside Hardaway. Screen by Howard. Hardaway passes to Howard. Some solid defense from Harris.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
And the play was executed exactly as you draw it up until the very end. He's kicking himself.
Schroeder with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. Now here's Schroeder. Back to Millsap. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Given how skilled Millsap is in the post, sometimes you have no choice but to foul him and hope he misses the shot.
Two shots.
No good on that one.
And forget about the miss for a moment and focus on the fact that he's done a great job putting pressure on the defense.
He hits the second from the line.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
There's a good screen. Here's Harris. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. And that's 20 points for Tobias Harris. Atlanta leading by 7. Schroeder with the ball. Here's Howard. Releases. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
Well, he is a huge reason why they have this lead.
Detroit's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Jackson kicks to Morris. Harris a screen on Hardaway. Morris, no good. For Atlanta, they've gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Morris against Hardaway. Good work defensively by Morris. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Not quite sure why he felt the need to rush that one. He had all the time in the world and just threw it up before he was ready to go.
It's stolen by Harris. Jackson kicks to Harris. Pistons keep it alive. And it's Drummond missing. The Hawks leading by 9. Here's Schroeder. Lobbed up there for Howard. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
A heady play there from Schroeder, zipping the pass to the teammate who had the cleanest look on the possession.
The Pistons shooting a meager 37% for the game. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Start it.
Yeah, and coming into the NBA, Dennis Schroeder drew comparisons to Rajon Rondo for his frame and his quickness. He's already shown himself to be a better shooter than Rondo, but his defense still has a long way to go.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy told the team. He is not happy with the sloppy play offensively. He said, make the easy play. Take care of the ball. We can't afford to just give away golden opportunities. And we'll see if they can clean it up, guys.
Here's Harris. Oh, and he pops it off the glass. Wow. To the inside. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Outside Jackson. Harris outside. Drummond sets the screen for Caldwell Pope. Off the screen, it will go down, and the Hawks' lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Andre Drummond.
That screen made it impossible for the defense to put up any kind of fight.
Schroeder dishes to Millsap. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Takes it from 10, and the shot is long. Pistons trail by 9. In the corner, it's Morris. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 7th assist here tonight. And here's Schroeder. Howard gets it over to Schroeder. That one good for 2.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Detroit's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Outside Jackson. He feeds it to Drummond. Looking for Harris. He gets it there. No good that time.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
All instinctual because he knows where he needs to go and then force the opponent to do something about it. Well, he's the last guy you want to leave open there, but somehow he didn't knock it down.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Harris. It's good from about 19 feet. Harris has got 13 points in the second half. Atlanta leading by 6. Schroeder kicks to Millsap. To the left wing. Hardaway for 3. Rebound by the Pistons. And there's the call on Howard. That'll be his second foul of the game. Johnson, he's checked in for Morris. Pistons trail by 6. Drummond with a screen on Schroeder. Here's Jackson. Atlanta with the rebound. Howard's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that.
Yeah, tough with his shot so far off right now. They're going to have to tap someone else to step up until he finds it.
The 11-footer. And so the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last.
Yeah, pretty much unforced there on the bad pass. He has to just make better decisions on the delivery when he's getting it to his teammates.
And, well, Detroit shooting 32% in the fourth, perhaps looking a bit tired. Jackson against Schroeder. Jackson passes to Caldwell Pope. Kicks it to Johnson. Off target from outside.
Yeah, not a fan of that one, guys. If he wants to help his team cut into this deficit, he should not be attempting those kind of shots.
And Bazemore kicks to Howard. Now here's Bazemore. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Caldwell Pope with some nice D. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Well, good hand-eye coordination, but he could only get the deflection very close.
Jackson dishes to Harris. And yes, it's good. Harris has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Great move to get to the rim. I think they're going to take the aggressive approach down the stretch.
And you have to be. That's the approach you always want. Don't settle for the jumpers. Pound it inside.
Now Schroeder. Here's Millsap. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Pass to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Your passes to Hardaway. Millsap up top. Howard in the post, defended by Drummond. They get it back. Now here's Bazemore. Back to Millsap. Pass to Bazemore. They shoot again, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the foul against Detroit.
Stupendous work by Bazemore to force the defense into him there. His skill set really presents a challenge to opposing defenders.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
Well, a solid trip to the line there to help extend the lead.
1:04 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Harris a screen on Schroeder. Shot from 12. He can't get that one to fall. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. It's stolen by Harris.
Time definitely not on their side.
Nope, not looking good. They need to get a shot up immediately here.
That one goes. Count it.
Where was the D on that one? Just too easy.
Schroeder with the ball. Feeds it to Bazemore. Passes it to Millsap. Nobody near Schroeder. Drains it from beyond the arc. And the Hawks lead by 7.
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
And that's part of good coaching. The last thing you want to do is have total control of the game and give some back at the end.
27 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And here's Johnson outside.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
This is one of those slumps that you'll just probably want to shoot your way out of.
Back to Bazemore. Here's Millsap. Rejected by Harris. On the wing, Jackson off the mark. And so it's Atlanta with the W. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans. But in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Well, I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on. But let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. In a game like this with a lot of different runs, what's the emotional lift you get when you win it?
Yeah, we're just glad we won this game, man. We started off a little sluggish, started to get our rhythm, get the tempo up, and somehow managed to get this win.
You take them any way you can get them, right? So congrats again, Paul. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. Now we send you to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who's standing by in our studio.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Dwight Howard.
With his physicality in the paint, Dwight Howard, Superman. Shaq, I know you don't like that, but he was a one-man wrecking crew. And we saw that tonight, and no one was better at turning in a great defensive performance than Dwight.
Ernie, Kenny, what got into this guy tonight? He was sensational. Easily the MVP of the game. Maybe it was some of that home cooking. Fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, potato salad, iced tea. He was getting a lot of love from the fans, and rightfully so. Seeing him step his game up like that will always get the crowd pumped.
And that is a wrap, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. See you again soon.